problem with a man like really wanting to cater to a woman? Like, what's the problem in that? We don't believe that you all should just work for us. It should be 100% and then 100% on the other end, in pursuit. If that's the no, I take that back. I'm sorry.
There's no reciprocation. That's the issue.
Sorry. That was a lie.
The catering,
my own self there.
Basically, I try to see. I mean, but
no.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you clean it up because you looking crazy out here in the YouTube streets. Go ahead.
It's not a cleanup. I just don't. What I'm really trying to say is there shouldn't be a problem with a man wanting to really woo a woman. Like there shouldn't be a problem in that. Like
there's no problem with that.
So highly of ourselves. It shouldn't be you think y'all think too much of yourselves. The man shouldn't have to do that to get you.
Right.
What are we saying?
That's how y'all think. What are we talking about?
But what is the problem in that? We are women. We are feminine beings.
Right. But what's wrong with me thinking that I'm a good catch? What's wrong with me thinking highly of myself? What's wrong with me wanting to attract a man that actually freaking wants me, aside from Ray down the street? What's wrong with me having standards? Why can't I think highly of myself as a woman as a black woman? Why can't I?
No one said you can't. I'm just saying.
Right.
You do. But I'm saying.
And what I'm saying is, why can't I and why shouldn't I?
You want me to answer the question?
I need to humble myself.
Yes.
But why should I need to humble myself to the man that
Right. What do I need to humble myself for?
What are you talking
about? At the end of the day, shoot, I don't know about y'all, but my mama taught me that I'm a damn good woman, and I should think of myself that exactly.
Y'all having two separate problems.
Also, a man should think of himself. A man should think of himself as a freaking catch too, though.
It's like you guys are conflating two separate ideas into one.
No, we're not. We're perfectly on the same page.
I'm saying
page.
not at all. You're not on the page.
We actually are. You can't speak for us. Oh, you can't speak for us. We're on the same page. Talking about
you're on the same page with yourself, but not on the same page with me. Is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
argument. You don't have to agree, but I wish
you're not even letting me explain. You asked the question, and I'm
actually not. Because you're gonna say the same bullcrap.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You don't even know what I'm gonna say. So why ask a question if you're not gonna hear the answer? That's why I'm asking.
Because it's the same.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
I guarantee what you're getting ready to say.
What I'm gonna say.
And I'm gonna tell you
what I'm gonna say. Since you know what I'm gonna say.
Go ahead.
No, you Nostradamus. You're prophetess. You know.
Wow.
What I'm gonna say.
Wow.
Exactly. So what I was going to say is that you think too highly of yourselves in terms of the transaction between a man and a woman in a dating setting. You thinking highly of yourself.
There you go, Darius. Clean it up.
No, this is what I'm talking about. This is no cleaning up.
Clean it up.
You thinking highly of yourself as an individual is not the same thing as you thinking highly of yourself in terms of what you're entitled to in a relationship. So that's why I'm saying we're talking about two separate things. You're entitled to think as highly of yourself as possible. But when you expect to be entitled to certain stuff and you're not reciprocating anything back to the man that's giving you something, then that's where the issue comes. And that's why I say you think too highly of yourself. It's like you feel like you don't have to reciprocate anything. It's like you automatically have to buy.
Okay, and I can't agree with that because if anything, I'm reciprocating to the fullest extent of reciprocation because I feel like at that point, it's my duty to. If we speaking grown women and grown men, my thing is, if you've done everything that you promised to do in this relationship, why shouldn't I be holding up my end of the bargain as well? And you need to be holding me accountable for that.
But it sounds like this nigga gotta hold up his end of the bargain first, and he has to prove himself for you to kick in your part of the bargain. That's the agreement.
In the beginning, I mean, I'm not saying kick in my end of the bargain. But in the beginning, like I said, it's up to him to prove to himself that he's right for me. That's basically what dating is.
No, it's not. Dating is you trying to see if you're compatible with another person, not for you to feel entitled.
What I just said.
No, it's not. You said The whole point of dating is for him to prove himself to you. That's not the same thing
No,
as you
it's
two.
it's for him to prove himself to me and for us to both figure out if we're right for each other. So maybe I didn't word it right, but what I'm saying is the whole purpose of dating is for us to figure out if we're right for each other. And yes, a part of that is him proving to me that he's a good catch. And me vice versa. I also have to prove to him that I'm worth him fighting for.
So how do you prove that you're a good catch? Enlighten me. Y'all can take turns. Go for it.
What do you mean? How do we prove that we're a good? Darius, what your argument really makes you. Let me tell you what this argument makes you seem like. Or it makes it seem like men need to be courted, like the women need to be courted the men.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I literally said it's a give and take. A man can
that's
come to the table.
Your statement. Y'all think too much of yourselves to think that men should have to do X, Y, and Z
without any reciprocation.
But women don't have to do anything. And that's not true.
But you got two types of, you get two types of women mixed up.
But this is the thing. What is courting?
You who cares about that, Tori? We ain't talking about that. We're talking about I'm on the point that women feel, because courting and dating is the period to where you are seeing that you are compatible with another human being. That's the point. You're going to see if you're compatible to move forward.
And what happens during that time?
It's different for different people. You got to be specific. I don't know what you want.
So courting generally is a man pursuing a woman, or even if a woman pursues a man, the man, generally takes the lead on that, right?
Right.
Okay.
Naturally.
Right.
Naturally, the guy would take the lead on the whole courting process. But that would consist of him wine and dining the woman, kind of making her feel as special as he possibly can. I was about to say something real bad. And it was going to be directed towards you, D. Maybe going a little bit out of our way, right, to make this woman feel extra special. Inviting them possibly into our personal lives to show, hey, this is what I want you to do. This is where I want you to be. You know what I'm saying? Going the extra mile to make this woman feel like she's the best woman in the world.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Get to the point.
Problem? Why is it that in requiring that as a woman, if I require that as a woman, why is that me thinking too much of myself?
Because in none of what you're saying did you state what you're willing to give in reciprocation of this man chasing you. So it sounds like you're entitled.
That the man generally takes the lead in the courting process.
So what? Okay, he takes the lead, but he's leading because he's leading to get to a point for you to do something. I mean, that's why I asked. Okay, a man takes the lead in the courting process. He wines and dines you. He takes care of you. He proves to you that he's this man that you're looking for. He's the provider and everything that you're looking for. My simple question was, okay, what do you do to reciprocate that? As a woman, he's proven to you, he's courted you and dated you and took the initiative of being a man. Cool. Now, what does he get in return? What do you do as a woman to reciprocate that? That's all I ask, and no one's answered that question yet.
I play my part. I play the supporting role that I'm supposed to play.
What does that mean? That's so vague. What is that? The man is paying for meals.
What is vague?
She's already answered it.
No.
How is that vague? Are we talking about the beginning, middle? Are we talking about the beginning, middle, or end of the relationship? Because if you want to be for real, the entire beginning of the relationship is the male playing into his ego. At 9 times out of 10, if you are dating a man, if he's courting you, the first thing he wants to show you is 1, he's stable. 2, he's got money. 3, he can take care of us. The 2 things that I named earlier, which are the 2 roles that a man plays in a relationship, which is stability and providing and protecting. So he's gonna do that by by putting his ego under a magnifying glass by, hey, nah, baby, I got this. You ain't got to pay for nothing. Oh, no, baby, let me take care of you. Basically, what a man is doing by courting a woman is putting himself on display for said woman to show the fact that he can provide and protect. And then us as women, we come in and we see that, and then, hey, we decide that we're compatible, and then we come in and we decide that we are ready to nurture this relationship.
By
Nurturing
doing
can play all
what?
types of roles. Like, one,
Like
if he
what?
falls ill, I have to pull his weight now. And me, that means I have to prove some type of stability as well. As in, one, I got my own job, because I'm pretty sure while he's courting me, he's going to see where I'm at mentally, physically, and financially as well. This is a give and take thing. Is the man doing most of the work? Yes, because he is the masculine entity in the relationship. That's his job as the one that's masculine. But we're also on interview 2 in this thing called courting, because he gonna ask us what are we doing with our lives? Do we live alone? Do we have kids? He want to make sure that we ain't got no crazy exes, or we ain't.
You're
crazy
not answering the
out
question
here.
at all.
The answer, I've already answered it. We play our role by picking up the pieces that he leaves for us. We fill in the blanks, basically. That's what a woman does.
This is so vague. When a man, listen, let me talk. Let me rock for a second, okay? When it comes to a man courting, you guys and me, we can spit down to the detail what this man is actually doing. He approaches you. He says, let's go on a date. He's brokering the dates. He's buying you flowers and candy. When you wake up in the morning, boom, good morning text. He calls you from day to day. He gets a nice routine going. He's brokering all of this. He's setting the pace for the courting, the relationship, the dating. Okay? When you need some gas, baby, I got you. Let me get some gas. He's doing all the little actions to prove the provider in him, to prove the provision in him. This is what he's doing. And then when I flip it on y'all and say, well, what does a woman do? We get this ambiguous bull crap, which is we pick up the pieces that he leaves behind. What does that mean? What are you doing? Are you cooking for him? Are you sucking him off? Are you massaging his temples? Are you massaging his feet? Are you buying socks? What are you doing? That's what I'm asking. What are you doing?
Like, I'm filling in the blanks when he can't provide. I'm doing that.
Just talking about it.
I didn't know you
From my
wanted a
understanding,
detailed list.
You know what the man does when he courts. You spit off all the transactions the man does when he's courting you to prove that he's a provider. But when it comes to what the woman does,
right?
Y'all
because
niggas
the man does the courting, the woman doesn't.
The courting doesn't last forever. It comes to a point where the woman needs to reciprocate something in the relationship. This is my point.
But that comes with a discussion of this is now turning into a relationship. In the
so
court
it has
process,
to be a relationship.
If we are now in a relationship, then yes, we can discuss how the woman, of course, will contribute to. But in the court process,
be a discussion. Wait a second. So there needs to be a discussion to what the woman contributes to the relationship.
There needs to be a discussion that we are now moving from a courting process into a relationship.
So what does a woman do in the courting process? Does she have any responsibility? What does she do in this courting process to entice the man? Besides just,
I can speak for myself. In the courting process, my role is I make sure, like, say for instance, okay, I make sure I check on him periodically throughout the day, make sure that I'm, still interested in him. Like, I'm not just texting him whenever he texts me. Like, I'm showing that, okay, I can.
Okay.
So if we court and we go out on a date, okay, yeah, you're paying for everything. I might just be like, okay, yeah, we courting, but I'll show him that maybe I'm still, I'm willing to help out. I might say, okay, if you paid for the dinner, all right, I'll take the tip.
Preach.
I do little stuff like that to show, okay, yeah, I'm not totally dependent on you. I'm also independent myself, or I'm also willing, if something happened to you, that I'll be able to,
don't do all of that.
Thank you.
You don't like for women to say that they're definitely independent. You don't like that.
That has nothing to do with when you're dating,
Yeah,
courting.
yes,
It
But
doesn't
I mean,
matter.
you didn't allow me to finish.
Go ahead, go for it.
And the thing is that she answered it further on earlier on. She said, "I am as."
She gave a direct answer, and you did not. That's what she did. She said what she's going to
He
do.
wanted
The
you
man
to spell it
pays.
out, Tori, basically.
No,
He
I
just wanted
asked,
it to be
what are you
spelled
doing?
out.
Not what you
And
feel like you
letters
should do.
and glitter and finger paint.
Tori over here talking about having a conversation about relationships. Let's have
You're all
let's have a
over the
board
place.
meeting
That's why
about
we have
relationships.
to. That's why
What are we talking about, man?
I have to answer every question that I have to respond to everything that you spit out. That's pretty much what we're doing.
No, how is
so
it that
we
the
have-
one person that's a guest on the show can answer a direct question directly, but the other two Negroes on the show just
Because the answers that we've given didn't need to be spelled like you're needing
It didn't need to be
spelled out. And it
spelled out.
didn't
So
need
why
to
did
be
she
spelled
spell it out? Why is she able to answer the question and you two
She
struggle to
felt
answer
it
the
was
question?
She felt it was necessary to spell out everything that a woman would do.
She
Because,
answered
I mean,
she understood the question. She was
I
like,
understood
okay,
the
the
question
man
as
does.
well.
As did I.
I'm not saying
Clearly you
that
didn't, because no one answered the question but her. No one
not
answered
saying
the
it
question.
I'm
You
not
talking
doing
about
that.
you talking about having a board meeting for relationships, and Erica over here talking about, oh my God, well, you know,
You hear
I'm gonna be his
from
piece.
who you want to
You might
hear
well say
and
that.
understand from.
Women
that's
don't
still
know
I
what
said we fill in the blanks. That should have been a good enough answer.
No, we're filling the blanks for what? What's the blank?
Well,
This-
I was going
when-
to say that we prove that we are equally invested in the relationship as much as a man. It might not
You
be
capping now.
it might not be like monetary, it might not be tangible with tangible things. However, we pretty much let
Thank
them know
you.
that we're involved.
Thank you, No Bad Hair Day.
In
Say
the
she got the
relationship.
assignments. Thank you. She said, look, I'm not gonna wait for him to text me. I'm gonna take some initiative and text him too, just to let him know that I'm interested.
We do
She
that
said it,
too.
but
Just
that's-
because
Why
I
do I
didn't
need
say
to
that
spell
doesn't
out?
mean that I don't text
Why do I
back.
need to
That's the
spell
question
out
that was
that
asked.
we're
Why?
equally
Why do I need to
That's the
spell
question.
out?
That's the question I asked, and she's the only
Your
one that
question
answered
was
it.
vague.
No, it wasn't.
Your question
I-
was vague.
Okay.
Just like my answer was. You gave a vague question, you got a vague answer.
She definitely did. I'm not negating her. She definitely did answer the question, but it didn't require any of that.
How it didn't require that when again?
No. It didn't require that because
Yes, it did. Because I'm
The
asking, what are you
question was,
doing?
Why do you think that women? Why do
That's
you
not
say
the
that
question
women
I
think too highly of
asked.
themselves?
No. I asked the question. If a man is courting and he's doing all these things to prove to you that he's a provider, what are
do
you
we do?
doing in that process to reciprocate? That's the question. She answered the question.
Yeah.
You said having a board meeting, and Erica over here saying about being his piece and filling in some blanks that we don't even know what the blanks are.
I said
That's what happened.
contribute, and I said that we can, after it turns into a relationship,
Y'all
then we
trip.
can see